Welcome to the PDX files. Each week we dive into the weird and the unexplained here in the Pacific Northwest and beyond. My name is Peej.
And I'm Mac.
And Mac, what are we talking about today?
Man, it's kind of this existential kind of question we all have in our own lives. How long do we have left? How long do we have left as a species? I'm a little worried about us. There's all sorts of different possibilities. Let's just sort of dive in.
Right on. So as usual, not seen this video, and so my reactions will be very authentic. Real quick though, on the screen for those watching on YouTube, uh, that kind of looks like a dog, like barking right here.
It looks like some sort of creature out of the Philippines
Yeah.
barking at us right now.
Watch that video
Yeah,
two
that
episodes
does
ago.
look like yes, please. We can put the link in the description. Yeah, I don't even know what the is that like the is that Ant Antarctica?
Antarctica, maybe.
That's weird.
All right, sorry.
Anyway.
Here we go.
252 million years ago, in modern-day Siberia, a string of
Oh,
volcanic
Siberia.
eruptions
Okay.
pierced the Earth's crust with pillars of magma. Greenhouse gases bellowed into the atmosphere. Life was pushed to the brink, and the Earth's ecosystem nearly collapsed. Over millions of years, the Permian extinction eradicated nearly every species on Earth, but a greater disaster may be waiting in the wings. Could another extinction event exterminate life on Earth? The
Yes.
Earth was created 4.5 billion years ago. 500 million to 1 billion years later, life emerged at the bottom of the ocean, where single-celled organisms flourished around hydrothermal vents. Since the genesis of life, an estimated 5 billion species have evolved on our planet. However, 99% of those species are now extinct. In order to survive the planet's changing conditions, species evolve to adapt to unexpected and radical shifts in their environments, which creates competition for food, water, and territory. Species that rise above their competition, the so-called fittest, according to Charles Darwin's theory of natural selection, dominate the changing world. Struggling species, on the other hand, dwindle and eventually disappear. Balanced by
They're not
natural
dead yet.
selection, animal and plant populations have fluctuated wildly over geological time. From the 90-foot Apatosaurus to the giant ground sloth, a diverse range of creatures have prospered and perished on our planet. Gradual extinction, in other words, is a natural step in the evolution of life, but no amount of genetic adaptation could prepare living organisms for the catastrophic events to come.
I mean, just based on that right there, we're kind of fucked. And yet we're just sort of some is based on science, some of it we're kind of guessing a little bit on some of the stuff, but I should say, did you guys say 99% of all life to this point has risen and become extinct?
Over
That's a
over a
very
span,
scary.
yeah, over a
Yeah,
span of millions of years, yes.
but that's a very scary thought. It's like we've only been around for what, 40,000? No, well, I mean, humans, I guess a million years is like kind of what we are now, a little bit, obviously a lot more development over time, but what we've been able to do the last 40,000 years to 20,000 years, and then after that, that's a very short, that's just such like a spark in everything that we got going on here.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting that I mean, show this video in the Republican National Convention, soon because obviously it's in response to the change in environment, right? So
Right.
there
Yeah.
was on the video there's a clip of a giraffe, a normal like an everyday I'm sorry, current day giraffe and an earlier version of the giraffe. The earlier version couldn't reach the leaves in the trees, and so that's why it no longer had a source of food, and that became
Right. Yeah.
extinct. So, but again, these are all kind of like over span of millions of years of evolution, where one version of a creature dies out in favor of another version that already adapted to the new version of the environment, right? To nature.
But again, I can't, the reason why we got kind of looked at this video is like, okay, how did we get from chipping on rocks and obsidian to suddenly being able to go almost travel to Mars, and we certainly got to the moon, like over a very short amount of time. Like there,
Yeah.
if you go back to the Renaissance, yeah, the lots of enlightenment of the Renaissance and things like that. But we weren't looking at like travel and interstellar travel at that point. We were looking at harnessing nuclear energy. So I think it's something to think about. The ancient alien theory kind of ties in a little bit to me.
A
But
little
anyway,
a little
yeah,
bit, and I've got another opinion, but we'll continue here.
yes, let's
In the
do this.
last 500 million years, 5 mass extinctions, known as the Big Five, have nearly
Hmm.
annihilated life on Earth. To qualify as a mass extinction, an event must eradicate at least half of the species on our planet, resulting
Hmm.
in a significant elevation of the extinction rate. When the environment changes naturally, even massively, extinction, adaptation, and speciation follow. Though natural disasters have rocked our terrestrial planet, life on Earth has survived, evolved, and flourished for billions of years. In the last 2 centuries, the drivers of the natural world have changed.
Mm.
No longer is the environment governed exclusively by the laws of nature. Humans, the most dominant species to walk the Earth, have transformed environments around the world, subverting billions of years of meticulous evolution. Could humans bring about a 6th mass extinction, the first
Yes.
since the dawn of man? According to the National Academy of Sciences, the 6th mass extinction has already begun. It started in the middle of the 20th century during a period
Yeah.
called the Great Acceleration.
And I think that was part of what I was going to say earlier when I said I have a different
Yeah.
opinion. It's because of the Great Acceleration, where it's a good and bad. We know a lot more, and so we're able to solve for a lot more, but we also cause more problems on our end, kind of self-perpetuated.
Yeah, and the egotistical nature of our culture as human beings, like this very like well, we don't care about the future, kind of deal,
Yeah,
whatever. You know, I'm not going to be there. Why should I worry? I think that's
yeah,
what a lot of
yeah,
people think. It's like, yeah, well, that's going to lead to our downfall big time. And if you keep killing things off that sort of support the natural environment around us, you look at a place like I think it's Venus is one of the planets. It's like it's almost carbon monoxide and sulfur, and the air, the pressure of the planet is like if you were to be able to survive, you would die very quickly because of just the toxic nature of the environment around you. You wouldn't be able to survive on the planet,
right.
and it's so like it's all it's so hot. The hottest place, it's hotter than Mercury because of the greenhouse effect that's gone on in that planet. And so, could that happen here? Yeah. And it can happen. And if you get rid of all the life on this planet that's been able to nurture itself and get to that point, and you look at it hundreds and hundreds of millions of years before us, yeah, we've had some interstellar things that have happened. We have some pretty unusual things that have happened to sort of destroy life, but now it's us. It's like it's the call on the inside of the house that you got to worry
Mhm.
about now, right?
Yep. And yeah, like I said, it's kind of self-perpetuated. And the optimist in me is thinking that well, I mean, it's probably not going to happen in our lifetime, but there's going to be enough years where the people who think the way they think right now, where it's like very egotistical, it's not gonna. I mean, I don't. Why should I care about that? I'm not going to live through that nightmare type of thing. Hopefully, those will begin to die down and are replaced by people who actually do care about the environment and actually will want to do something about it. So that it'll shift. The critical mass would shift at some point. That would
But I hope
make
so.
yeah.
Yeah, I
I
mean, I
know.
hope so. I mean, but I think it's going to take some from the outside. Is kind of what the whole purpose of this is. I think a lot of
Well,
times.
yeah, absolutely. That's always a possibility. And I'm looking over at your notes here for the rest of the video. It's probably not going to be it's not going to be
It,
optimistic.
it doesn't get any better.
Okay. All right. We'll continue.
During the Great Acceleration, human civilization experienced significant growth, resulting in a step increase in anthropogenic damage to the Earth. Rapid technological advancements, soaring demands for natural resources, and the growing production of pollutants have exponentially increased our footprint on the natural world. Few hazards have left a more significant impact than the release of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Since the Industrial Revolution, humans have produced and released CO2 at a rate 100 times faster than any period in the last 420,000 years. The astronomical increase in the production of CO2 has destabilized the delicate balance of our global ecosystem. To date, greenhouse gases have warmed the planet by almost 1 degree Celsius. A single degree change in the Earth's global temperature affects the entire natural world. Oceans, for example, have absorbed 90% of the excess heat created by man-made CO2. The rise of ocean temperatures has damaged and destroyed rich aquatic ecosystems like coral reefs, which could disappear as early as 2050.
Oh,
Since the
shit.
Great
I may be
Acceleration,
dead by then.
humans have made little effort to curb our overwhelming production of greenhouse gases. In 2018, humans released an estimated 40 billion tons of CO2 into the atmosphere. This byproduct of human industry has negatively impacted the Earth's climate, pushing vital ecosystems to and beyond their tipping points. Now, natural wonders like the Amazon rainforest, one of the most diverse ecosystems in the world, are inching closer to endangerment and collapse.
I mean, inching. I've been hearing about that shit since I was a kid. So I mean, I think it's even worse than it's stating here, probably. And the idea that, um that there's any kind of comeback from it, I don't know, man. But again, that's kind of why it's kind of almost a PDX files kind of thing, or an X Files. It's like this is other a part of the world thought process that like completely denies that any of these things are happening. So it's almost like, what are they saying? What sort of world are they saying where everything is going to work out for the best? I don't know. Is it political? Is just like, are they being made to see this kind of stuff? It's not. I don't even think it's like a political thing. It's like it's just like this weird denial. And how does that? How many of the times since this has happened? Maybe throughout the universe, like similar things
Mhm.
in life in other societies that have gone through the same thing, and how arrogant is it of us to believe that we're going to be able to overcome all these problems?
Yeah, I mean, the same narrative is played out again via thought experiments in sci-fi films already, where the alien race who invaded Earth decimated their planet already, so they've come to our planet to
Looking for other, yeah,
our
yeah.
our rich resources here. I mean, even when we talked about the Anunnaki, have we talked about? We have talked about the
We
Anunnaki,
have
right?
we're gonna have to get back into the Anunnaki
and
episode.
and how that that their home planet, they already decimated that as well, which is why they create they wanted to just kind of start over here on this planet, again, if that tale was real. But yeah, and it it is it's definitely just alarming. And yeah, this is one of those not feel good a not feel good video. So not a feel good video. So
It's not a feel good video. I'm sorry, folks.
but and I like that your note for this next part is it's game over, man. All right. Well, we'll continue
Thank
here.
you, Bill Paxton. Thank you, Bill Paxton.
Rest in peace.
Yes.
The effects of human development extend far beyond the Earth's climate and atmosphere. Decades of pollution, deforestation, and
Is
consumption
that a chicken
have
leg?
triggered a deadly cascade on par with the most destructive disasters in history.
Yummy.
Already, the sixth mass extinction event has affected 75% of terrestrial habitats and 66% of marine habitats. We've interrupted food chains, We've changed weather patterns. We've disrupted ocean currents. And now we're losing species at an alarming rate. Approximately 200 species of vertebrates have gone extinct in the last 100 years. That's about 2 species per year. If we compare the current rate of extinction to the background or normal rate of extinction, the same 200 vertebrates would have taken approximately 10,000 years to die out through natural selection. In other words, human interaction has accelerated the extinction rate by over 100 times, a rate comparable to the Big Five. Even low-risk species, including common populations spread throughout the world, are struggling. A 2017 study examined a sample of 27,600 vertebrate species. They discovered that 40% of those populations, ranging from low risk to endangered species, are declining at a dangerous rate. With so many populations dying and declining, our planet faces a massive deterioration of global biodiversity. The impending domino effect will further deplete and destroy worldwide ecosystems. Can we save the Earth from ourselves? How long do we have left to preserve our planet? The 6th mass extinction event is well underway. The world's glaciers are melting. Ecosystems are crumbling. Access to fresh water is rapidly
It was
declining.
game over.
And humans are creating more toxic waste than ever. Humans have severely disrupted the natural world, and the current landscape foreshadows a greater extinction event to come.
Yeah, sorry about that, folks.
Yeah, I mean, we're all dead. I mean, luckily, we'll all be dead before any of this happens, but at least if you're our age. But it is pretty, it's not just necessarily discouraging. It's just more of like kind of what you might expect from human beings. And, and again, I don't think any of that was like overtly political and what it was describing. That was pretty much just like fact that we
It's
know
yeah,
of.
it's fact. People will make it political, but it's just
They
fact.
do that, and that's the issue is that they just keep doing that. It's like, okay, the economy, you're not going to have an economy if you don't have a healthy ecology. The system of what nature does is going to, and eventually after we're all gone, it'll reset, and maybe there'll be something else. Hopefully, we're in the Goldilocks zone, and maybe that's what's happened to, again, as you said, like multiple thousands and millions of civilizations have kind of gone through what we have and failed. And that's what we have to sort of think about. I think that idea of if we were able to find another a species out there that is existing, even if it's on a moon of Jupiter or something like that, there's life. We could find life somewhere, proof of life on Mars that it used to exist. Would that change anything? No, I don't think it would. It would have to be like really like we would have to find a signal. We have to prove of like sentient life that is equivalent to us. That's the only thing that I can see that can save us. Because right now it's just like, what else is it going to be? And if there are visitors to this planet trying to help us some more. Let's get to this point. Let's keep taking care of or let's keep taking over people in the the government, whether it's lizards or whatever it happens to be, different species. Let's get us out of this goddamn mess.
Yeah, if you are if it is a possibility that the aliens are already among us, please do something now.
Do
Please don't
something.
die with us.
Yeah.
No, it is interesting because and I can't remember. I think it might have been a Neil deGrasse Tyson video that I was watching where he had a calendar up, January through December. Humans had only existed like just like on December 31st, and just even like a small part of December 31st, if you were to
Yep.
if you were to analogize it, and how much the humans, the Anthropocene period, has already impacted the acceleration of everything that we're seeing right now. But hopefully, again, because we are a thinking creature that has you know alongside these oops, my light just turned off, hang on.
How does any difference? It look
And
the
actually it's
same.
probably better lighting now, but anyway, the
Yeah.
as much as there's definitely evidence, clear evidence that we're impacting the environment in this way because we are a thinking creature. I'm really hoping that again, what would start to become critical mass are the people who use that thinking to not necessarily reverse, but to divert or to pivot to a different solution or to a different behaviors, different solutions that can change the trajectory of as we're seeing it right now of humanity. Because I definitely would like to end on a positive note for this video.
I said it was game over, man. Game over.
That's no. One more. We had an extra life on this game.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, folks, if you enjoy this content, please give it a like and share it across your socials to help get the word out about our show. If you hadn't already done so, please subscribe. And on YouTube, hit that notification bell to make sure you don't miss out on future episodes. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.